A law to prohibit the importation of rice into the country is underway in the House of Representatives. According to Vanguard, the bill is entitled An Act to Provide for the Prohibition of Importation into Nigeria of Rice and the Penalty for the Contravention of the said prohibition and other related matters. The bill, sponsored by a member of the House, Saudi Musa Abdullahi, had made provision for life imprisonment as punishment for anyone who imports rice into the country. It also warned that anyone found guilty will have to forfeit to the Nigerian government the goods as well as any vehicle used to transport the items. It stated, any person who brings causes to be brought, induced, and other persons to bring or attempts to bring rice into Nigeria shall be guilty of an offense and liable on conviction to imprisonment, and stipulated in Section 2 of the Export Prohibition Act. Section 2 of the Export Prohibition Act states that any person who takes causes to be taken, induces any other person to take or attempts to take out of Nigeria any of the goods specified in the schedule to this act shall be guilty of an offense and liable on conviction to imprisonment for life. The bill also states that in addition to the penalty specified in the subsection 1 of this section A, the rice as well as anywhere, any vehicle, vessel, aircraft or another thing whatsoever used in connection with the importation, all the yes, all the assets, movable or immovable, including motor vehicles of any person convicted of the offense shall be forfeited to the federal government. The bill warns that any custom officer or other person who aids, counsels, procures, or conspires with any other person to commit an offense under this section shall be liable on conviction to the same punishment as prescribed by the offense under subsection 1 of this section. The place of legislation asks that an offense committed under this bill shall be triable by the Federal High Courts. The bill is expected to be considered and passed by the House this month. You see, on serious people, bandits taking people's life. We are talking of ordinary rice, food. People who are taking people's lives, you don't have any bid. They are not sponsoring any bid. Well, maybe we are still expecting somebody to come and sponsor the bid, just like a Gumi has been clamoring for amnesty for them. Maybe that is what we are going to be getting soon. With all the problems we are faced with in this country, so the lawmaker does not have anything to talk about it. Some of their colleagues are being killed on a daily basis. It's none of their business. Mourners are being kidnapped. Nigerians have been kidnapped. No, that is not a problem. Children, innocent people are being kidnapped. People cannot travel from one point to another point. That is not its problem. Its problem is smugglers of rice. Those who are even bringing ammunition into this country, they've not said anything about them. Well, for importation ban, cars importation ban, president, senators, and representatives traveling ban. Okay, that is what someone is suggesting. These clueless people have no idea about the economy of this country. You have to consult the relevant stakeholders to find out the readiness for them to produce the quality of rice for national demand. This is the same issue that made them to stop importation of cement, and today average Nigeria may not afford to pay 3,800 naira per bag of cement. However, the minimum wage that will be beneficial to workers has been relegated to the background because of their insatiable attitude. Sunday Igboho declared that no Fulani does importation, yet they head the immigration and customs, and so borders will be opened in the southwest to facilitate importation of goods. So ask yourself why this prohibition has opened your eyes, my people. What about an act for fuel importation offenders? These people are jokers. Life imprisonment for importation of rice, but a slap on the wrist for stealing public funds. No worse person deserves life imprisonment than the contemporary corrupt politicians. Illegal importation of rice has not been as destructive as siphoning public treasury by those people who have mounted seats of power. The uncalculable number of unguarded citizens who die daily as a result of looting public funds is uncomparable to those who die consequential to rice importation. If it happens at all, misplacement of priority. Is this not a stupid bill? This should put a bill. They should put a bill to stop PHCN from taking light from any home for more than 1 hour in 24 hours. Refineries to work to stop NNPC from importation of PMS. What arrant nonsense be? You want to starve people to death? All these clueless so-called lawmakers are even bigger problem than the presidency. How can such a law be prescribed if not madness? You can't impeach Buhari. That is sad enough. But prescribing such a law shows the height of self-centeredness. What about bill for looters? We want to see the bill enacted for corrupt officials and political office holders. Watch all the bill coming from northern senators under the Senate as it's orchestrated against the masses. It shows they are comfortable with the present hardship. Of course, that is what they use in thriving. That is why they are thriving. They want the status quo to continue. Restructuring, forget it. Break up, no, they don't want it. Good governance for where? Why not a bit to stop importation of generators and fixed powers in the country? Why not a bit to get the refineries working in 2 years and stop the importation of petroleum products? They won't do that. They won't do this. You expect them to do that? No, it's not going to happen. They will never move a motion or sponsor a bill in support of life imprisonment of corrupt government officials. What a shame. Rubber stamp Senate and representatives. What about importation of fuel and diesel? This is a bad law. It is calculated attempt against the South so as to enrich the northern middlemen and keep South dependence on the North. The South have the money to buy their needs, and efforts are being put in place to encourage farming in the region. The headers destroy the southern farmers with reckless abandon, with the securities agencies still protecting the farm destroyers when the South bought imported food both from the neighboring countries and outside Africa. The prices were very much cheaper. Now, most of the borders shut are southern borders. The southerners are now forced to buy food from the north at very outrageous price. For how long will the South be subjected to calculated injustice and wickedness? When Ugbo talk now, they will say, I beg, it is not the Fulani. There's somebody who is marginalizing me in Lagos. So there's not somebody marginalizing me in the Southwest. So it is not a Fulani that is marginalizing, marginalizing me. I don't understand. With all of these things now, people who are deep thinkers, these are the people who will come out and be telling you that Nigerians do not think, and they are the ones who will say, oh, it is not Hausa Fulani that is marginalizing me, it is my own people that are marginalizing me. I don't really get all of these things. That they have some agenda in it. They have some agenda in it. Well, since I started buying local rice, I spent more money in hospital for over a blood sugar. Really? May God Almighty punish the sponsor of this hazardous bill and those that will say yes to it. Nothing banned in Nigeria that remains banned. The borders were closed, yet we see plenty foreign rice in the market and surplus AK-47 in the hands of bandits, kidnappers, and Fulani headers. Next bill, please. So guys, let's say your opinion on this bill.